Hey guys, how are you going? I haven't seen you guys for a while. Yep. I believe El Nino and La Nina, which you're learning this week mainly, and then the last class is you start Tasmanian forest type. I believe you need a bit of help. Okay, so I'll just make short video out of it. Okay, go and watch El Nino and La Nina video first. That actually explained really well. That video, if you understand, they already explained most of bits I need to explain here. But I tried to link that what is El Nino and La Nina and ENSO and neutral phase plus the impact, because usually the exam question asks impact. Okay, but you need to understand what is El Nino and La Nina, so you can actually talk about the impact in Australia or South America. It's going to be opposite, yeah. But let's do that here. I will just for El Nino and La Nina, I'll just go quickly. The video probably explain a bit more specific, but I'll just explain something more big picture here. Okay, so it's going to be just quick summary. So ENSO is El Nino, and sudden oscillation. So it is about Walker cycle, and it's happening in El Nino and La Nina, and then it is the circulation of the air and the impact on climate. So ENSO, you need to be able to write down El Nino, sudden oscillation, and usually neutral phase. I'll draw Australia here. So that's Australia, and Asia up there, and then North America and South America here. I should draw that up. South America, like the countries, like they explain the Peru and Argentina, so all around here. Okay, and that's Pacific here. Yep, Pacific's there. All right, because of the trade wind, the wind goes that way. Yeah, because Earth's rotating the other way. And when they hit Australia, so this is very moist, because of the air on the surface of the ocean. So it's going to be very moist water, isn't it? And warm and moist air, we move towards Australia by trade wind. Okay, move it. And when they get to that Earth components, they start to evaporate, going up, because usually it's much warmer. You know, it heated faster and cooled it faster. The land mass is heated faster. So when they come in, when they meet Australia, it becomes much hotter. When it becomes hotter, what happens? The air, when you boil the water, it becomes hotter and is evaporate, but also it's going up, become lighter. The air becomes lighter. So the moisture air coming in to Australia and then rise. When they rise, what happens? Rise, the temperature drops, and this moisture become droplets and become rainfall. So it's going up, circulate that way, going up, and become lots of clouds, and then eventually rainfalls. So basically, remember, is moist air coming into Australia, going up by trade wind, going up, and then circulate the other way, going down. Okay, and we call this Walker cycle, yeah, because Walker found it. Walker circulation is another way you can remember. Yep, Walker circulation happening. You don't need to know the whole names, but it is good to know Walker circulation and trade wind coming. Okay, so that's usual things happening. And under the water, what's happening is, because of on the surface, they got the impact of sunlight coming in. So usually, on surface, it's much warm water exists compared to cold water bottom. Okay. However, you need to remember the cold water are near the ground, underground there, usually include much more nutrients. Okay, this cold water is nutrient-rich water. Okay, this becomes really important fact. And then when wind on the surface move towards Australia, and that will carry some of the surface water together. Therefore, when the water current moves this way, we will start to see this trend happening. Okay, the colder water will going up to fill that area, and we call this upwelling. You must know upwelling. Okay, they upwelling. The cold water is going up towards which parts? South America, filling that up. Yep. And I told you that cold water is nutrient-rich water, which means a lot of food for fish. Okay, that benefit fish usually, that upwelling cold water. This is the basic idea, but neutral phase, this is happening, water circulation is happening in this area. Okay, so, and then we're gonna learn El Nino and La Nina. I'll start to talk about La Nina first. La Nina. La Nina phase is stronger or strengthened. Okay, it's a stronger version of neutral phase. That's probably all you need to remember. Okay, La Nina is stronger phase. Okay, stronger version of neutral phase. So what's happening? Australia, South America, North America, USA. It goes further, which is stronger, which means now all the moist move towards Australia more. So more evaporation is happening compared to neutral phase. So now I have more clouds, more raining. That makes sense? Yep. So all you need to remember is a strength version of neutral phase. It brings moist to Australia. So we got more moist air and more rainfalls coming down. And same thing happened. And when you think about South America, in this case, we're gonna be wetter weather, and it's gonna be drier the other side. Okay, but we'll focus on Australia. All you need to think about South America or USA is opposite of us. We are wetter, therefore they are drier. That's easy enough to understand, isn't it? And then look at the underwater. So now upwelling gonna be much stronger. That's it. So upwelling gonna be much stronger, like this. More upwelling. So stronger upwelling, which means it's actually good for what? Fishery. Good for fishery for South Americans. And this is one of the major fishery area. Okay, and then fish is most important, one of the most important food source for developing country and developed country, particularly developing country. People rely on fishery a lot because they're not able to do, when they don't have big area like Australia, there is no grazing area. Okay, so what they do, they just go out and fish. So this is really important part for food. Like nutrients, protein nutrients for people in this area. Okay, so stronger upwelling is better for fishery in that area, South America. Okay, and what else? Probably that's all you need to remember. La Nina, Australia, wetter. The other side, opposite, dry. But I'm gonna just remember this. Why is wetter? Because all the moist from the Pacific move towards Australia. More rain. What about El Nino? El Nino is weaker version of neutral phase. Okay, therefore the wind goes, but it's not strong enough and stopped here. It doesn't go. So what happened is they now raise up up here, middle of Pacific, like Hawaii area. Even think about, and then cycle will happen this way. Depends on the phase, okay? Depends on the phase. However, all you remember is most of rain is going to happen in the middle of Pacific in El Nino time, because starting this wind coming, trade wind, but weak, it doesn't push all the way to Australia and it rains. When wind raise up, it become cooler, raining fall down here where Pacific area, middle of Pacific, or more rains in this area as well. When that goes really weaker, more wind in Peru, South America area, which means we have the wind coming in, they all used up their rain, so the Australia become much drier. So this is the main thing you need to remember. La Nina, wetter in Australia, or moisture air. El Nino, drier air in Australia. That makes sense? Yep. Then let's compare impacts. So I explain these parts. I'll go talk about those impacts here. Oh, I didn't explain one thing. So in this case, they push less, which means less upwelling here, isn't it? Stronger, less. Less upwelling, which means less nutrients, less food for fish, less fishery for South America. Okay, so they threaten with nutrient resource here. That makes sense? Yep. And El Nino impact. Okay, let's think about not an impact. When Australia becomes drier, what could happen? Drier weather. Drought, yes, more droughts. Write it down, more droughts. And so I just did I write down here. Yep, I covered that. Drought. What else? The weather is drier, like a desert. Think about it. You know, you think daytime desert is dry condition. It became really hot. You know, also drier weather, which means less clouds. So the sun come in directly. It became much hotter. It is hotter daytime and much colder morning or nighttime. Get it? So hotter daytime, which means daytime temperature is hotter. It makes you get more hotter days. So that could impact corals as well. You know, coral bleaching. Yep. You probably learned about that already. We'll talk about coral bleaching a bit more later, so don't worry too much. But hotter days impact on coral bleaching. And what about colder, nighttime, cold, frost? So you will see more frost. So actually, because of this dry weather, daytime hotter, nighttime colder. Yeah, frost is one of the most important factor for agriculture. That kills, like more frost kills agriculture. That makes sense? Yeah. So it's funny though. Daytime hotter, nighttime colder. That's El Nino is happening. Basically because of the dry air. What else? We got droughts. Droughts happen, dry days, more bushfire, isn't it? Yep. And less chance of flooding in this case. So I'm not talking about that. What else did I cover? Now probably I cover most of it. Yep. And La Nina time. What's happening in Australia? Wetter. So more chance of flooding. And what else? More chance of cyclone. Yeah. So we got more flood and cyclones happening. But also another thing, when they push stronger, we pushed all the warm water. They didn't use the hot water. They said it's warm water, push bit warmer water all the way through Australia. And we call this ruin current. Okay, so ruin current is going to be stronger in La Nina time since they push a bit more stronger version. Okay, and this is warmer water coming into Australia. It actually helps some of the species growing. Yeah, but it's minor effect, and ruin current is going to be weaker because of less pushing. That's just extra information. That's one of the impact. But basically, El Nino, drier, weaker of the moisture air coming in, drier weather. What happened? More extreme temperature is happening, like daytime hotter, nighttime colder. Frost impact on agriculture. That makes sense? And then La Nina is opposite. More moisture is happening there, therefore it's more rainfall, cyclone, flooding. That's the basic idea. Okay, and when you got the question about South America, just think about, okay, La Nina, what's happening in Australia? More moisture, therefore the other side is drier. You can think about the other, opposite ones, impacts. Then it's much easier. Only thing, think about upwelling linked with the fishery around South America. Okay, that's another impact. I think I cover most of it, and you go through those. That's the information paper. You can use that. That's already given. You can think about that. But also the 2018 questions. I'll make video out of forest type as well. Okay. I think that will explain El Nino and La Nina. Okay. You need to go through though, and make sure you watch that video. That will help you enough. You must know this El Nino and La Nina impact. Okay, particularly, now we recently have more ENSO impact, like particularly El Nino impact on Australia, more bushfire. So make sure you study this part. Thanks, guys.